Hello guys, in today's video I'll teach you guys how to make a complete registration form using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do over here is open a div tag, and this div is going to have an ID of main-div. Then next going to open an input tag in here, and this input tag is going to have an ID of full_name. Then next we're going to go ahead and add a placeholder to this input tag, and this placeholder we're going to call it something like full name. Then we're going to copy and paste this a lot of times. Then next go and add go and change this to email. Sorry, that's going to be full, not one L. Then go and change this to password, and this is going to be confirm password. Then let's just paste this one more time. Sorry, change let's come over here, copy this, paste it again, and we're going to change this placeholder to value. I'm going to say value. Then in here we're going to say create account. Then we're going to come back here and change this to this ID. We're going to change it to button, and this one is going to be P2, while this one is going to be this one right here is going to be P1. And this one is going to be email. So we're going to come over here and change this text to email, and change this to password, and this one also is going to be password, while this one is going to be button. Then next we're going to come down here we're going to add a h2. This h2 is going to have an ID. H2 is going to have an ID of h2, and we're going to style it. We're going to style it and add a background color. This background color is going to be yellow. Background color is going to be yellow. Then down here we're going to say h3. This h3 is going to have an ID of full underscore name underscore text. Then next we're going to say, sorry, we're going to copy this and paste again. Then we're going to change this one to email underscore text. Then we're going to open a strong tag. This strong tag is going to have an ID of error. Then let's head over to our style.css. In there we're going to style these input tags and our button. So let's head back to HTML and add some break tags to make that look a little bit nice. Let's add a break tag here, add a break tag here and here. Then lastly we're going to add one here. I guess that looks a little bit better now. First we're going to copy this main.div. We're going to bring it out here. Let's say hash main dash div. We're going to add a width. Sorry, firstly let's add a background color first. This background color is going to be gray. That looks good but a little bit much. Let's add a width. This width is going to be 270px. Sorry, let's make that 280. It's a little bit small. So next let's add a height. Let's add a height of maybe 260px. I guess that looks much. Let's make it 250. Then next we're going to add the margin left, so we'll be able to push this div a little bit to the left. Let's say margin left. Then we're going to add maybe 400 px. I guess that looks good. Next we're going to add the margin top to push it down a little bit. Let's add the margin top of 200 px. Sorry, margin top, not margin. Okay, that looks good now. Then next we're going to say border radius. Let's add the border radius to our main div. Let's say 10 px. I guess that looks good, but not on the on the input. Next we're going to start grabbing our IDs over here into the CSS. The first one there was full name, so we're going to say hash full underscore name. Then the next one was email. We're going to say hash email, and the next one was p1. We're going to say hash p1, and the next one was p2. That's hash p2, and the last one was hash button. So guys, let's go ahead back to HTML and confirm that. Let's make sure that it's correct. I guess that's correct. Then next, let's go ahead and start styling our input and button. First, we're gonna come back here and say something like width. Let's add a width of 120 px. That's too small. Let's make it 220. I guess that's better, but still too small. Let's add 10 px, make it 230. I think that's better. Then next, we're gonna add a height. This height is gonna be 20 px. I think that's better. Next, we're gonna add a border radius. Let's add a border radius here. The border radius is gonna be 30 px. Then let's increase the width of our button. Sorry, our input tag. Let's make it 250 px. That's too much. Let's make it 240. I think that's better. Then next, what we're going to do is to copy and paste this over and over again inside the other tags. This 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's reduce the width for our button tag. The width is going to be reduced to maybe 210 px. I guess that looks better. So next, we're going to go ahead and add a margin top to our button. Let's say margin top 70 px. Okay, that's too much. Let's make it 40 px. So we're just going to copy this and paste it over and over again inside the remaining tags. We're going to paste it here, we're going to paste it here and here, and lastly we're going to paste it in here. I guess that's too much. So next, we're going to go ahead and start reducing it bit by bit to be able to match up to the main div. We're going to say 20 20. This is going to be 20, and this is going to be 20. I think that's good, but not perfect. So what we're going to do is to add a padding to our input tags. I'm going to say padding here. This padding is going to be 6 px. See, that looks good. Next, let's copy this and paste it over and over again. I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to paste it here, here also. So that looks good. What we want to do next is to reduce our margin top. So let's reduce the margin top for our email and not our full name. We're going to say 10 px here. Let's check that out. That looks good. So we're going to make this one 10 px also, and this one too is going to be 10 px. So let's reduce the margin top for our button. Let's make it 20 px. I guess that looks good, but have to add some height to our button. Let's add a height of 40px. That's too much. Let's make it 30px. And that's too small, sorry, let's make it 35px. I think that's alright now. So what we're going to do next is to reduce the margin to up to 10px, and let's go ahead and start adding some margin left to pull this a little bit to the right. So what we're going to do next is add the margin left here. Say margin left, let's say 10px. I think that looks good. So let's copy this and paste it over and over again. We're going to paste it in here, and we're going to paste it in here and in here. Then lastly, we're going to paste it in here. It's not enough for the button, so what we're going to do is add a little bit of margin left to our button. Let's say 30px here. I think that looks good, but I don't like these thick borders. So first thing we're going to do is add a border radius. Sorry, we're going to add a border none. Say border, then none. I think that looks better than the others. So what we're going to do is to copy and paste this over and over again to be a little bit faster. Let's see here, I'm going to paste it here. So let's paste it here also, and then we're going to paste it here. I think that looks good now, but whenever I click, there are some thick borders showing up. So what we're going to do to remove those thick borders are to, what we're going to do is to open an input, then say focus. I'm going to say outline, then none. As you can see, it's gone, and I think this looks a little bit perfect, but our button doesn't look too good. So let's add some color to our button. Let's say background color green. That is too dark, so what we're going to do is to make it a little bit lighter. Let's hover on it, then increase the contrast of our button. I think that looks good now. Why is that not showing up? That's good. So what we want to do next is to add a hover to our button. Let's say hash button, then hover. I'm going to say background color orange. That looks good, but let's add a color. Let's say color white. I think that looks better now. So that's it, guys, for our CSS. Let's head over and add some JavaScript to our code. So what we want to say first is let full name, let's say let's full name be equal to document dot get elements by ID. Then we're going to say full underscore name. So by doing this, what we are doing, guys, is to pick up our ID from here, then bring it in here through JavaScript. So next we're going to say let email be equal to document dot get element by ID. The next we're going to say email. So the third thing is going to be, third one is going to be let password one be equal to document dot get element by ID. We're going to say p1. The password one was p1, so we're going to duplicate this again and change this to p2, and that password one is going to be p2, sorry, password 2. And the third one is going to be let button dot, sorry, let button be equal to document dot get elements by ID, and in here it's going to be button because our ID for button was button. The next what we're going to say is button dot add event listener. So that's supposed to be add, not a comma. We're going to say add event listener, open brackets, click, then out here we're going to say comma, then we're going to say function, then open brackets, curly braces. Next we're going to say console.log. In here we'll say full name dot value. So this means that whenever we input anything into, so this full name here represents this full name. So this means that anytime we input anything here and click, we're gonna get it there. So next we're gonna add one for our email, so we can get whatever we input into our email tag. Let's say log, then email dot value. Then next we're gonna say this one is gonna be password, so it's gonna be password one dot value. Let's check that out to make sure it's working. I guess it's not working, that there's an error. Okay, let's just go ahead and add a password too. Let's check that out. Let's say password 2 dot value. I guess that's now working. Let's add one here. As you can see, it shows up. So the next thing we want to do is come down here. Sorry, it's gonna be in there. We're going to add an if and else statement. Let's say if password one dot, sorry, if password one dot value is equal to password two dot value, then console.log passwords matched. So guys, this means that if the passwords inside our password and confirm password is correct, then it's going to show passwords matched. Then let's make something that's going to say password does not match if it's not correct. So next thing we're going to do is come here and say else. So we're going to open a curly braces here. We're going to say console.log password does not match. So let's come here and input a wrong password. For example, okay, let's that load up. Let's input a wrong password here. Let's something like ww, and here we're going to say we. As you can see, it's not correct. Password does not match. So what we want to do next is come in here. So guys, next we're going to start grabbing our h2 tag in the HTML. We're going to say this h2 here and h2, we're going to grab it and bring it in there. So what we want to do first is add a h2 here. Once h2 dot inner HTML and say equal to something like hello. Now I'm gonna add the dollar sign, then curly braces. I'm gonna say full name. Sorry, that's supposed to be full name. Full name dot value. So this means that whenever we input a name here, any name at all, it's gonna say something like hello. Your account was created successfully. Let's say HOU. You can see hello hi. So let's add something behind that. Let's say something like comma, then your account was created successfully. So let's check that out. Let's say dev tribe. So as you can see, it says hello dev tribe, your account was created successfully. So next we're going to go ahead and add our h3 down there. So what we want to do first is come here. Let's say something like let's full name, okay, full name text be equal to document dot get element by id, then it's going to be full underscore name underscore text. So guys, what we're grabbing next is this h3 id, and the next one is going to be email underscore text. Let's say something like let email text be equal to document dot get elements by id email. Okay, let's add this. Let's say email underscore text. So let's check that out. So what we're going to do to check it out is say something like full name, let's say full name text, then equal to name, then we're going to add a semicolon, then we're going to say full name dot value. Let's check that out to make sure it's working. Let's say dev. Okay, that's not working. So what's the error? I think the errors are inner HTML. We're supposed to add an inner HTML down here. Let's see dots. Inner, it's not supposed to be a bigger, it's supposed to be like this, inner HTML. So let's check it out again. Let's say dev. That's not still working. Okay, let's go ahead and add our email text first. Let's see if that's gonna work. Let's say email text dot inner HTML, then equal to a hyphen. I'm gonna say email, then a semicolon. Next, we're gonna say add a dollar sign, then add our email dot value. Let's add code with gift ranks. I think I found our error for that. The error here is this capital letter A. It's supposed to be a small letter, not a capital letter. So next thing we're going to do is to try that out again. Let's say DE. I think it's working now. That's DE. So let's input some email in here. So check that out. It's working perfectly. So next thing we want to do is add a code that will make this div here, this div right here, to disappear whenever we click, whenever this password here is correct, and only this will be left behind. So next we're going to do is to grab our main div from here into the JavaScript. So what we're going to do is add something like let main div, that's supposed to be small letter, main div equal to document, let's say document dot get elements by ID. Then we're going to say something like, okay, it's supposed to be main dash div. So let's come down here and say main div dot style dot color, sorry, not color, display instead. Let's say display, then some like none. So let's just add the password here, dd and dd. Then in here we're going to add something like code with gift strings. Let's add a dd here, then say dev tribe here, then let's click that. So you can see it's working perfectly now. Let's try that out again. Let's add anything in here, any rubbish. So it can, as you can see, it does not disappear because our password is incorrect. Okay, let's make our strong tag. Let's sound like if the password is incorrect, that's an else statement. Let's come down here and say error dot inner HTML. Then I'm gonna say something like equal to password does not match. Let's check that out. As you can see, it shows the password does not match. So let's correct that English. That's not correct, make it not. Then let's come down here and something like error dot style dot color. Then we're going to see something like equal to red. Let's check that out. So guys, as you can see, whenever our password is incorrect, it's going to show password does not match. But if our passwords here are correct, let's say all the information in here, let's type in something like 1234, and this is going to be 1234. Then in here, let's say dev tribe as the name. Then here we're going to add code with gift ranks as our email. Then next, as you can see, everything here is correct. Sorry, that still shows even though the password is correct. What we're going to do is remove that. We're going to remove it by adding here, we're going to say error dot inner HTML. This means that if our password is correct, then it's going to show nothing, that's none. So let's check that out. Let's say dev tribe, then we're going to say code with gift ranks, then here we're going to add a dd, dd. That's correct. Let's check out the error again. Let's say, as you can see, so let's say we want to correct this and add some like a dd, then add a dd here, then let's add a name and a gmail. As you can see, we still having a problem. Sorry, this is supposed to be style.display, not hidden in a html. So what we're going to do here is change that to .style.display, not in a html. Let's say .style dot display. It's going to be none. So let's check it out again to make sure everything is working perfectly well. So in here we're going to say fr and we're going to say dd. Password does not match, so let's correct that. Let's make this one dd and make this dev tribe, and then this. As you can see, everything is working perfectly now. So that's it for this video, guys. If you really did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like, comment,